And during the event, sometime during the event or after the event, we kindly ask you to fill out the form with the feedback about your impression of the event. We would like to make it better and better. Okay, I think we're live right now. Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Elena, and today I'm your host in this live stream session, and my co-host is Sevil Bayraktar. She can introduce herself right now. Sevil, we're over to you.
Thank you, Miss. Hi, everybody. My name is Sevil Bayraktar, and I'm an English teacher as well. I'm doing my master's in English studies, and I really like the atmosphere of this club because we talk about different topics each week and kinda every 2 days. Thanks to paid membership, but our lives are totally free. You can just join us if you'd like to practice English speaking. And I hope you enjoy the time you spent here, and welcome again.
Yeah, we're really happy to see you all today. And if you're watching us live, you can leave us your comments, your questions, and we will respond to you during this session at the end of the class. Or if you leave a comment, we can, and we don't see it during the class, we can respond to you later on. So it's gonna be fun activity for you. We're going to talk about friends and friendship and the values of friendship. I'm sure it's gonna be just engaging as is, and our participants are going to improve their speaking skills. So if you'd like to become one of our participants, I will add all the links down below to this video, and you can join us live. And if you'd like to become a member of our speaking club, which runs 3 times a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can also do so. We would like to welcome you there as well. And again, with you today, Miss Sevil. She is an English language teacher, and Alena Runova. I'm an English language teacher. I have my master's degree in English language studies, and I'm also a speaking examiner. So, and an IELTS tutor, IELTS speaking tutor. So I run several courses. If you'd like to become one of my students, I would love to welcome you there as well. So stay tuned right until the end of the session. I think we have just 4 students for now on, and one of you, Nuramin, I think you told me that you're going to leave in 20 minutes. You have some things to do, Sarwar. You have to mute yourself.
Yes,
Yeah,
still I have one questions for you.
Of course, yes.
So
Nuramin.
this class and in this time only for today, or later will be same in the same time will be have to happen?
Usually the time varies. Usually it's at 7 p.m. Istanbul time. Today we decided to make it up at 3 o'clock because Sevil and I are both available at 3 p.m. But normally the only time we can make it is 7 p.m. But it may vary, may change in the future. So for now on, we meet. It's a good question. Thank you so much. For now on, our speaking club live sessions are every Friday at 7 p.m. Istanbul time. So if the time suits you well, you can join us. Else, you can request for some other time, some other day, and we'll see if we are available. We can, of course, add it to our timetable. Now,
I got your answer.
You're welcome, of course. Now, we have shared some questions with you, and there are questions of part 1. You can have a look. I think I can share again because we have Inda joining us. Welcome, Inda. Inda is from Indonesia, as far as I remember. Welcome, Inda. Can you hear us? You're connecting your audio. Okay, anyway, for now on, shortly, I will tell you what the part 1 of IELTS speaking is about. It's a warm-up part. You will talk about yourself, something related to you. So it's the basic part, the most basic part of speaking. And I don't think that any of you will struggle with this one. We will go around the table. You will speak for about you can it's enough to say a couple of sentences for each of the questions. It's enough to make 3 or 4 sentences and then move on. It's just, warm up part, as I've mentioned. You can ask a follow-up question if you have some. And if you're interested in, because we would like to make our class engaging. We are humans, we are not robots. If you're interested in each other's opinions, please feel free to ask additional questions. Okay, deal? All right, I see you're nodding. That's great. All right, and we'll go around the table. So we'll start today with Nuramin. Nuramin, you know how the things are going in the club. So please ask any question out of 4 that are here presented and choose a student you would like to talk to. You'd like to address your question.
So I'll ask the question to the other guy?
Yeah, choose any question and ask it to anyone you'd like to. We have 4 participants, Rima, Sarvar, Inda, and Zaif. Inda, I will kindly ask you to turn on your camera. Thank you.
So I'll ask to the question number 2, is friendship is important?
Oh, okay. Who do you ask this question to?
Question number 2, I'll ask to who will answer?
Who'd like to, you should assign.
I will assign.
Yeah. You assign who you would like to ask this question.
India, I live. Rima Khalil, who is this?
Rima. All right, Rima, it's over to you. You answer this question.
Okay. In my opinion, friendship is really important, as it's can give us so much strength, and I really don't know. Should I keep going?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You can give some reasons. You can back it up on your life, how you feel about your friends. What if your life, in your life, there wouldn't be any friends?
I think life without friends really, really sad, and as for me, I have my only best friend that is student like me. I met her at university, and we usually do our project together and go out together, and it's yeah. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much. Now it's your turn to ask a question. Choose any of the questions.
The first one, do you have many friends? And I'll ask that to Al-Zaif.
Al-Zaif.
Yeah, thanks.
Al-Zaif.
No, I don't have lots of friends actually. I have just a couple of friends. I have already graduated from college, so in this whole academic life, I have made just 3 or 4 friends. So I would say that I have not many friends. So that's it.
All right, and now you can choose any of the questions and ask anyone you want.
Well, I want to ask Sarwar, question on number 3. How often do you go out with your friends?
Okay, thank you very much for asking me. And question number 3 is different type of question. And I'm doing job, and I have a time busy, so I have not available free time. But per week only 1 day is my weekend, and my weekend I have spending with my family. But sometimes after I finish my office, that this time I have spent my 30 or 1 hours only. My some friend, they are all are my best friend officially and non-officially some childhood friend. Um, that's enough from my side.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Sarwar, we have Nuramin. Can you ask your question to Nuramin, please?
Noor, I mean, okay. How do people make friends now?
Good question.
It's been the last question number 4, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So I think myself that there are lots of scope to make friends in our life, as we are human beings and we live in a society. So friends is very much important in our life, because sometimes if we stress ourselves, then we share our minds thinking to the friends, then our stress will automatically go out, and we keep our minds fresh. There are several systems like social media. If we'll see in the social media that like WhatsApp or Facebook or something like that, we can make lots of new friends in our daily life. And side by sides, we can also make friends in a school or office or college. But just you have to be disclose your thinking to other, then you can be friends to every people. So this is important to disclose your minds to make a friends, and it will be easy to your life. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And we are moving on to part 2 questions. In part 2, you will be talking for 1.5 minutes each. And Sevin has just shared part 2 questions. So we have we have to describe a time when it was necessary to tell your friend the truth. You should say who your friend is, what the truth was, what your friend's reaction was, and explain why you think it was necessary to tell your friend the truth. I'll give you about a minute to get prepared, but if you're ready, there is a reactions button. Just click the button and check the gestures. You can raise your hand like that, like I did right now, and so that we can put you in order. We can, yeah, like Sevin is having some smileys now displaying. Yeah, you can just raise your hand. We will see that you are ready. The same way you can lower your hand. The second time you press the same button, you lower your hand. Your emotion is gone this time. So yeah, Sevin, can you track 1 minute and we will then start speaking. If anyone is ready earlier, just raise your hand. We will ask you to speak.
Okay, now I start to track the 1 minute to prepare your answers.
Thank you. Yeah, and we can check if we have any questions. I think we don't have so far, but I would like to send our discussion questions with the audience. Perhaps some of you can write the answer right away, and we can also read your answer. It will be really engaging for us and interactive. Although you are just viewing and watching us, you can be still performing here live. And if you're watching a recorded version, you can still write your response, and we are going to give our feedback. We will give you some recommendations on what you need to improve in your speaking. Although you were writing, but still, you know, this we at least can see your grammar mistakes or vocabulary choice and other mistakes that you have made, perhaps. So we can give you some recommendations.
Yeah, your 1 minute for the preparation phase has just finished. So we'd like to hear your answers now, if you're ready.
Yeah, raise your hand if you're ready. Else we will just randomly select someone. Nuramin, of course, you have to leave. Yes, you're on duty. You work. It's okay. You thank you for participating in today's event. And if you want, you can share your answers below this video on YouTube, and we will give you the feedback. See you. Bye.
Yes, ma'am. Bye bye. Thank you. See you next time.
See you next time.
Yeah.
Okay, so now there are three of us, and let's start. Who would like to go first? Okay, then we can just decide it all on ourselves. So I think we can start with Al-Zaif. Sorry for my camera moving. Okay, Al-Zaif, I think you seem like ready. Aren't
No,
you?
actually, I can't find any sort of things that I can share with you, but let's try it out.
It's hard to find an idea. I totally understand you. When I was writing a sample answer, I was also struggling to find an idea, but it can be something, I mean, basic, like what can you tell? The truth you can tell to a friend about his hairstyle, about his look, maybe something. And it doesn't matter what you're telling. It's important that you use the language. Remember it. You can check the sample answer that I shared with you, and maybe it will give you some idea. Then we can move on to Rima. Rima, would you?
I
Okay.
can share a story actually, if you give me the chance. Just short
Oh,
story.
Alzaif, I thought you wanted to skip this turn. Okay, sure. Alzaif, sorry, Rima. Alzaif, you can go
Yeah,
ahead.
sorry, actually, actually last month I wanted to give my friend a surprise. So I wanted to meet him. So my friend's location is far away from my hometown, which is about nearly 600 kilometers away. So I wanted to give him a surprise, and I told him that I will meet you next month. But I got into the bus, and in the middle of the path I phoned him, and I told him that I'm not coming actually. But after arriving in my friend's home, at the morning I actually told him that I am right in front of your door, and he was very surprised. And he was like, he was really surprised. And so that was the story that I can remember right now. But in general, I don't tell lie to my friends, so it's pretty hard for me to make up some story.
Yeah, you're a good friend as you don't lie, but we still need to fill out 1.5 minutes. So how did it make you feel? How did this situation make your friend feel? You can give more details if you want to.
Sorry, can you please repeat again?
You can give more details.
Well, he was very surprised. He was at first he got annoyed with me. Why did I tell lie to him? Why didn't I inform him that I'm coming? So, but he was very pleased to get to see me, and we had a very nice time, and we spent many times together, and we went out for vacation in mountains, and went for hiking. So it was a very pleasing memory for mine. So that's it.
Perfect. So you see, actually, you're quite fluent speaker, but you need to know the strategies and what is expected from you. Are you taking IELTS?
No, I have been planning to take IELTS because in the next year I have been planning to pursue my higher studies. So that's why I'm studying preparation for it.
Okay, you need to know some strategies how to attempt part
Yeah, I
two.
got it. Yeah.
Else, you're a quite fluent speaker. You can do it. All right, so we'll give you some detailed feedback at the very end of the meeting. We're moving on to Rima now, and then Sarwar.
Okay. As for me, it was my childhood friend. It's not really truth, but a fact. Um, as I said that to my friend that I'm going abroad as an exchange student to Paris for 1 year. And to be honest, she was happy and sad at the same time. Happy because I'm going to a new country and to explore new things and to study. And sad because we're not going to meet for 1 year, one whole year. So as for why should I think it was necessary to tell her the truth? Because she needs to get ready, emotionally ready to for me to go, and that's it.
Okay, so you felt like you have to tell her, you have to prepare her for this event, upcoming event happening in your life, your trip, your okay. How did you tell it to her?
Like we usually do, we had we went out, and yeah, I just told her that I'm going.
So you went out, and which words did you use to tell her? Or you went just straight forward?
Yeah, just straightforward. Yeah, okay.
Okay, good. And how did it make you feel? So she was at the same time happy and sad, but what about you? How did you feel about it?
It was my first time going far away from home and from my family and friends. So it was hard at the beginning. It was hard for me to how do I say it? I forgot the word. To
get used to.
Yeah, get used to this new lifestyle. And
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much. It was an interesting story.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed your trip to Paris, to France, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Sarwar, it's over to you. Would you like to speak now?
Yes, ma'am. About this question, right? Okay.
Yes, you may start now.
Okay, thank you. Who your friend is, and yes, absolutely, teenage time friend is beautiful friend, and I love that this time's friend, and I have shared all our personal issues, family issues, and others with them. So sometimes it was a time of my um, loving story time, so that I have some just some critical moment, critical feelings, and this which shared with my teenage friend at this time. Um, he had explained something for minimize and um, good luck to future or tomorrow. So it's my opinion. Shortcut. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay, are you sure you answered the question? The question was to describe the time when you had to tell your friend the truth.
Yes.
Are you sure you answered the question?
No, some mismatch or what the truth was. Yes, this is the truth answer. Um, that situation was my teenage time when I was 16 years old, and I have shared my loving story with love all others, my childhood friends. They are very close. Okay.
Okay, we will give you feedback then later. And we are moving on to part 3. I think Cyril has shared with us the questions, yes? Didn't you?
I'm on
I
my
will
way
ask you
to share them actually. Now I have shared the questions with you. You can just check the chat box. I hope you can find them there. Yeah, for the part 3, we have 5 questions, and we're actually free to pick the ones that you'd like to discuss. And Miss Elena will also will kind of help you to actually find the, let's say, pairs to discuss, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can find the pairs yourself. So it's a both ways discussion. So you will choose one question and you will discuss it together with a partner. You can agree or disagree with your partner's speech, or you can agree to disagree. It's also possible. You don't have to necessarily be of the same mind. And have a look at the questions. Choose the one you like the most. Choose the one that you would like to talk and express your idea about. Choose the student, the peer you would like to talk to, and we are going to start soon. I'm sharing these questions and I give you some time. I'm sharing these questions on our channel right now so that we can see, maybe someone will ask or answer these questions. And I guess it's time to start. So, Rima, would you like to ask any of the questions?
Yeah, sure. I will ask the second question. How do you know when others are telling lies? To sour.
How do you know when others are telling lies?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good question. Who do you ask this question to?
To Sarwar.
Sarwar. Okay, Sarwar, how do you know that people are telling lies?
Yes, thank you very much. This is, I think, philosophical question. When some people in front of my side, they have talking with me, so that this time, if he trying to speak lies, so that this time his eyes, memories, speaking skill, and some up and down, some break up, so that I think identified them, he has telling lies. Understand, ma'am?
Well, I don't know, Rima, could you understand? If you want, we can ask Sarwar to answer again. Sarwar, can you sum up your ideas?
Definitely, when some people speak any kind of thought, and they have speak lies, not truth, so that this body language, attitude, eyes, and others, it will be changed, and their philosophical language, it will be changed, so that this time I identify he has telling with me lie, and but it's not truth. Reason of when he will speak truth, history or truth, anything, so that will be very very clear, and he will speak clearly from his heart or mouth. But he will speak lies. That this time it will be different. Some areas different, like this eyes, like this brain, body language. So it very easily identified he has telling lies story in front of me. It's my opinion.
So Sarwar says that we can spot a liar by his body language. What do you think, Rima? Do you agree?
Yes, I think this is true. As for liars, they can be we can know a liar by his eyes when looking at his eyes. Yeah. I don't know.
I think life.
yeah.
Sorry, ma'am. I think life, all our things or a story will be broken up.
Broken heart?
Broken type. Life, any kind of things or a story, it will be broken up.
Broken up.
Okay, breaking. Just like it's my opinion.
Okay. So yeah, you said that Rima said that there is it will be written in their eyes. When person is lying, it will be written in their eyes. So what else, Rima? Maybe you can add something. How else you can spot a liar?
Lying usually have weird. Is weird. Like it's not logic to yeah. So if you analyze it a bit, you can know if it's a lie or truth. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So there are different aspects of lie. Can be. Sometimes we can see it by just analyzing the body language. Sometimes by analyzing the words. And as you said, the logic is broken at times. You can just ask maybe additional questions and you will easily spot that something is missing. Puzzles do not match. Yeah, that's what you mean. I think you agree on that point.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, now Sarvar, your turn to choose anyone to discuss the next question.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And now, Alpha H, attention, please. Please answer the question number 3. Do you think winning the game or following the rules is important? Alpha H.
Well, yeah, thank you. Anyways, my name is Jaif actually, so I got puzzled.
The third question, do you think winning the game or following the rules is important? What's important, to win and to break the rules sometimes, or to lose, but do it in a right way? So what's more important, to win or lose?
Well, in my opinion, it's a very tricky question. So I think that both are important. Sometimes you have to win the game so that you can keep yourself motivated, and you have to follow the rules to be ethical, right? So I think that both are important, but following the rules is very important in a game, because if you break the rules by your influence or by doing any unfair means, then there will be then the game will not be interesting. Like, people will lose interest on the game. And if there is a fair play in between in both two teams, then there will be the fair competition. And if you win a game by following the rules, then you will get the reward. Or if you break the rules but you win the game, then you will not get that much joy, right? So yeah, following the rules is very important in a game, and sometimes win the game. But if you lose the game, then there is nothing to be like frustration. You should not frustrate about that game. So you can give more effort to win the game in future, and you can be hopeful that on there, if you keep continuing your hard work and efforts, then only you will win the game. So that's it.
Thank you. Sarvar, what do you think? So Zaif says that both is important, but I mean, most importantly is not to is to play it fair, because otherwise people lose their interest toward the game. And he also draws our attention to the game, not to be upset, not to be frustrated once you lose the game. What do you think about it?
Already, Jaif, well said. I think it's rules and win uh, mm, different type of feelings, so different type of thought. But both are important in this game. Uh, but rules is officially very very important, and some team when they are not strong, not a good team, they have. Mm, Going to lose the game, that this time they has throw extra type of uh, playing season, extra type of other pressure, not follow the rules accordingly. Uh, so, so it's not pure, but some teams regularly use and apply this thought in this game. But if situation demand, rules are which is more important uh, in a fresh and pure game, I think. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And we have one more question to discuss. Actually, we have more questions to discuss, but we will discuss one last question for today. Rima and Alza, if I will ask you to discuss the question, because you two didn't talk. So, Alza, if you can pick up any question to discuss with Rima.
Okay. I'll ask Rima the very last question. Is cyber fraud frequent in your country?
Good one.
I really don't know how to answer this question, but I think so. It's the question that, oh my God, I don't know how to answer this question really.
Maybe Alza, if you can start, and then Rima can follow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's in my country it's very frequent. Even I was the sufferer of the cyber fraud actually. Just a few months ago, one of my I got a text message from a Facebook account of a friend of mine, and he asked me that his mother is very sick and he needs some help. So and instantly I sent him the money because his mother is sick, and I didn't think about to verify the that whether it is true or not. All I thought is that I have to help him, but later on I got to know that was very fraud. His account got hacked, and that hacker actually demanded from so many people from his friend list, and he actually betrayed lots of people. And I got really frustrated about that. And some people told me that why didn't you verify that before sending in the money? And I was not rational. I was very irrational at that time. You know, when we got into the trap, we can't be that much rational, even if we are much clever. And so this is just a common example in my country. Another one is that cyberbullying, fraud is very common actually, as the technology is scaling up, and at the same rate, the fraudulent activities also rising up in the cyber arena. So it's very common.
Yeah, and bank hacking is really frequent. You receive some phone calls as if it's your bank, and they're asking some personal information about your bank details, account details. And once you give it away, there is no turning point. You can be hacked, and they can withdraw all the money from your bank account.
Yeah, yeah. Just 2 years ago, from our central bank, hacker actually hacked $3 billion and he sent it to the Philippines, and we never returned. We never got back that money. So our country lost around $3 billion for this.
Oh my God. You see? So yeah, Rima, what can you add upon it?
So cyber fraud is related to banking and that.
Cyber
Only to that.
fraud, it's every kind of fraud happening online. Any kind of fraud. Just banking fraud is quite often these days, but there are different types of frauds. Like, for example, Al Zaif said that he used his social media account, and his friend knocked at his account and just asked for the money to send to his sick mom, to help his sick mom, and he sent the money without even verifying the information. So it's also fraud when your account on social media gets hacked, and on behalf of you, someone is asking some money from people, from your friends. It's also a cyberbullying. Cyber is something happening online.
Okay. So yeah, it has been a while since I learned that many of Instagram accounts are being hacked in my country. Yeah, because I don't know, but I think this is related to the picture they put on their Instagram account for I don't know.
So have you ever faced any types of fraud in your country? You personally, you?
No.
Any of your relatives or friends?
I don't remember this.
You can't recall one? Okay, so maybe it's not very frequent in your country, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Okay. But when you don't know, you can just go for any answer you'd like to. You can say, well, since I don't really know about it, I think it's not really frequent in my country. And well, yeah, I know that there is some bank fraud when people are calling you in order to get the money from you, get your safety information. I know also this and this fraud, but I don't really think it is popular and widespread in my country. That's your answer.
Okay.
Yeah,
That was easy.
yeah, don't think it's so hard. I don't know, but I know this and that about this topic. So, but since I don't know, and none of my friends has ever faced this problem, I don't think it's really frequent. That's it. Don't think so hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
life is easier than you think.
Thank you.
And not at all. Anytime. Now, okay, let me see. We have finished discussing the questions, and let me check if we have any questions from the YouTube. I don't see any questions or answers right now, or any answers to our questions right now. Maybe later on we will get them, and that means that we're moving on to feedback part. The funniest part, the most enjoyable part for the students, because you need to improve and everyone has the room for improvement, and we're going to give you feedback. So perhaps David would like to start with which one?
Well, actually, this is one of the I don't know, the parts that I like a lot, maybe the most, because I believe this part is quite helpful for you to well, find out the issues that you maybe face a lot, some parts that you struggle, and you can also get some kind of suggestion. how to solve these issues, overcome them. So let me start by Miss Rima. Well, actually, I would like to hear more about the first parts and second parts answers. I'd like to listen to you more because although you're well making good sentences, you usually tend to, I think, well, make, let's say, shorter sentences than we expect from you. You should believe in yourself. You can make good sentences. Just try to expand your answers, and maybe you can give more examples, or you can give more details. I don't know, but just try to, because I'm sure you'll do great. Well, for the first part, you gave some details about your friend, I think, and then you well mentioned that you do projects together. For this part, I think you could use past tense, because you said that you graduated, you recently graduated actually. So I thought this happened in the past. I mean, the projects that you did. So that could be better to use past tense there for the grammar. But apart from that, your vocabulary choice was kind of limited for that answer, but still it was okay. Your pronunciation is quite good, I think. It can be better, but still we get what you meant by when you pronounced the words, so it was okay. You can try to, as I said, expand your answers with maybe linking the sentence, or you can use some connectors to make them more effective. And well, because as I said, I could only hear a few sentences for each answer. It was really hard for me to gather some data to evaluate. But all in all, I think you should do more practice, because when you do practice, you will probably get more fluent, more coherent, and also you'll start to use more words than you do currently. So this will affect eventually your speaking skills, and I would just suggest you to do more practice actually. Yeah, that's all for my parts.
Thank you so much. I totally agree with what Sevil has mentioned. You know, it's obvious that you don't have right now enough practice, because you don't know how to approach the questions at the moment. You usually say, I really don't know. You know, you do know, you just don't know what to say. You need to believe in yourself. You need to generate ideas to answer the questions. It's not that hard. For part one, you responded quite great to all the questions to me. For part two, you showed that you were short of ideas, obviously. That's why you spoke for a minute or so instead of 1.5 or 2 minutes. You were telling us about your childhood friend, that you told her the truth about you going abroad. You could add more details. Go in depth. Just create the atmosphere. Like, when I started asking you, okay, how did you tell it to her? Yeah, and then you said we went outside, we were out, and then I just told it to her directly. So that's how you could do it. Like, okay, that was the time when I had to move abroad, and I really didn't want to upset my friend, because we would be apart for a year or so, and I knew that she's going to be sad, to be down in the dumps, if you want to use more advanced vocabulary, to be down in the dumps, to be stressed out because of my leave. So I tried to make it as gentle as I could, but I still decided to tell her the truth. So one day I invited her blah, 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 in a cafe or somewhere. And I chose a really nice cafe nearby the house. It was a cozy cafe and where we usually meet, and so that she could feel relaxed. And I told her that I have to leave, and to calm her down, I said that nowadays we have WhatsApp. We will talk on WhatsApp and we can communicate and converse regularly. And in addition, I said that we can write also letters, or she can come and visit me, and we would have fun together in Paris, or I don't know, wherever you were staying. So although she was really stressed out at the beginning, I've noticed that she felt much better at the end of our conversation, and it was important for me to tell her the truth, so that she could let me go with release. So something like that. I spoke already for 1.5 minutes, I guess. So you create the atmosphere, you create a story, and this story helps you develop your answers. If you join our following events, I suggest you check the PDF files that we share, and you will get the crack of what's going on in the club and how the club is run and what type of answers we expect you to provide. Of course, you need to work on your confidence, as Sevilla already has mentioned. Your answers should be also expanded, so you need to work on generating ideas. And sometimes you forget words. It will come to you with in time, with practice. I don't want to point out so much on your grammar mistakes today. There was some grammar mistakes, of course. For example, you said it's not logic. It's not logical. You need to use an adjective when you were talking about how to spot the liar. You said it's not logic. It's not logical. So sometimes you use the wrong word forms. Instead of, let's say, an adjective, you may use a noun, and vice versa. Sometimes your grammar is not consistent enough, but still it's quite good level. You have quite good and high level. And the only missing point is ideas and confidence for now. You can use your microphone to ask your questions or to give your feedback, your view.
Thank you for your feedback. Actually, I have a problem of thinking in French and not in English. Let's say the words that I have are all in French, so that's why sometimes I don't get to really say the right word at time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Your native language comes into play, yes, when you want to express yourself. What's your native language?
It's Arabic, but mostly French, because I use it for my studies, for all things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if this problem can be resolved by time, and
it will be.
Yeah.
It will be surely resolved in time. Don't worry about that. If you know several languages, it will be resolved even faster because your brain is more flexible. So I'm sure you will one day you will just collect your mind and put everything in the right place. Don't worry about that. Now let's move on to Isaiah. Sevil.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Miss. Well, at first I'd like to mention that yes, your fluency is quite good. It can be kind of be better because that sometimes you somehow rush, but if you don't rush and try to keep that pace kind of ongoing but still stable, it may help you to think about the things that you would like to add. So it will give you some time to actually maintain the things that you'd like to say and the pace. So, well, it may help you, as I've said, to make it better. On the other hand, when it comes to, I think, well, using connectors, you should definitely need to connect your ideas, because yes, you produce something, but still there are some missing elements, like linking the sentences together to make them more coherent, more meaningful somehow, because when they support each other, it's better to listen to them. And of course, we may feel that you're just starting with a kind of sentence, then it's a kind of, let's say, thesis sentence, then you support them, and eventually you give a kind of summary to sum up or to conclude your ideas. For this one, you should maybe learn some, let's say, some strategies, some tactics, or you can, of course, use better structures to get better, and of course speak better. However, this was not something so important for me, because you were quite good at, as I said, fluency. When it comes to fluency, unfortunately, there were some pronunciation issues, though again they were quite okay. We understood somehow what you meant, but maybe because of your mother tongue, you pronounce some words like colleagues, surprised, reward. I think you said reward or something like that. I'm not so sure. Rewards, I mean, and account in a wrong way. So they were pronounced incorrectly. Those were the things that what made me to focus on most, actually. I mean, your pronunciation was the maybe the biggest issue for me. But except for those, when you practice, you'll probably gain again a kind of general idea how to start a sentence, how to start to answer questions. You will find some sentences to start your answers, and well, in the end, you will gain probably better coherence and pronunciation. At some parts, you used actually a lot. I mean, I also use actually somehow, but try to use different versions of the words that you'd like to say. Try to use synonyms or some other adverbs which have closer meanings, instead of repeating them, because you repeat it a lot. Yeah, in general, I'd like to suggest you to check the pronunciations of these words that I have just mentioned, and then maybe the most important thing, again, I suggest you to practice more to get better, find better sentences to answer, and of course more meaningful. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. I agree with everything, of course, with what Sivir has just mentioned, and it's a very valuable feedback for you, Azaif. I do believe in it. Well, yeah, you although you're a really fluent student and you have a wide range of vocabulary, and you know some not really habitual expressions, you need to make it coherent. Your speech lacks coherence right now, and this is also about the connectors, of course, but it's mostly about the planning. You need to plan your speech beforehand. When you were talking about cyber frauds, you mentioned several of them, and none of them was really introduced and connected. Like how you could start, maybe you could say there are several cyber frauds in my country. The first one is, you talk about this one, the second one is, and you talk about the other one, and then you can just provide some summary. Yeah, so these are the most popular, the most common frauds in my country. That way we would understand that there is going to be presented several ideas, and they are somehow connected with the linkers, with the connectors. And don't forget about transition sentences, like what you will talk about, introduce what you will talk about, and transition words like on the one hand, yeah, on the other hand. So you need to, if you change your idea and move us forward, to talk about, let's say, negative aspect of a discussed event, or the opposite, give somehow contrasting ideas, so introduce it somehow with the introduction word, with this connector. On the other hand, with transition, so we will see that something opposing is going to be presented. It will be easier for us to follow. So right now, although your vocabulary is quite advanced and you don't have big issues with your grammar, you have some issues with sounding coherent. It's hard to follow your ideas at times. And of course, the same problem with, as Rima has, generating ideas. Part 2 tend to be too short. You started telling about the time you had to tell the truth to your friend. Actually, when you in fact you told not the truth, you lied to your friend. I think you didn't even tell about the truth. You lied to your friend that you will not be coming, you will not be meeting him, but eventually you made him a surprise. Right? So it wasn't the time you were telling truth, and this is also a coherence issue here. You have to answer the question, not what you think the question is. But you will improve it in time. Don't worry. You have all the essential skills given to you already. Of course, you can improve it further. The only thing you need is generate ideas, check sample answers before you come to the class, and plan and see how people connect their ideas. So all these transitions and connectors are so much important to get your point across. Do you have anything to say, Zai?
Sure. I would like to thanks both of you for giving me the valuable advice and feedback. Yeah, I got understand my flaws, so I'll try to work on it. Yeah, I know I have some pronunciation issue, but I'll try to improve it in future. But the main fact is that I can't practice enough. That's the problem, because I have not that kind of acquaintance with whom I can practice English. So that's the problem. And who can give me the feedback like you guys? So yeah, thanks. And I will try to join this club in future. Actually, one of my friend actually dropped me the joining link of your messenger group. So it's my first time. So yeah, thank you. So.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, Sivir wants to add something.
Yeah, I was going to actually say something clear, something quite close to the things that Al-Zaif has just mentioned. Well, today you joined to our community for the first time, to our sessions, and you did amazing. I mean, you did amazing because you joined for the first time and you made a kind of movement. You made a, well, yeah, exactly. And this is something quite even difficult for most of the people, because when you make a move and well, you don't know whom you will meet, you kind of may feel a little bit shy. It's quite okay, and everybody make mistakes. We also do. I make a lot of mistakes. That's quite okay, I think. But you did a good thing to join for such events, actually. And well, you also evaluated yourself perfectly. Not evaluated, but somehow you gave your own feedback, and self feedback is also something we appreciate, because you know that you should practice more. And when you practice more, you will probably achieve the goals that you have set, or you will set in the future. And we are just trying to help you, show you something. Kinda, we want to guide you to find the best ways that suit your learning strategies to achieve the best, to succeed in. And well, actually, it's quite important that you are also motivated to practice or involve in such activities. Just come and join, take part in our events. And Miss Elena will give you some details about the upcoming sessions, actually. So it was really nice to meet you. And I hope it was helpful for you to actually, for everything, for practicing and etc.
Yeah, and let me just stop the live stream session. I would like to say goodbye to the ones who are watching us live at the moment. Thank you for watching us live. Thank you for watching us later on. And if you'd like to join our community, you're always welcome. I will leave all the links down below, and you will join our channels, our groups, our social media, and we will take you right there. So thank you for watching us today. Sivir, would you like to say goodbye to the ones online?
Sure. Thank you so much for watching the video. We hope that we'd like to see you actually among us in the future. If you'd like to join, as Miss Elena said, you can find the contact details below, and you can be one of these participants in the future. So take care.
Take care. Yes, guys, you can say goodbye to the ones who are on YouTube.
Yeah, I think I would like to thank both of you for arranging this meeting, and it's quite helpful for me and those who are watching us, and I really appreciate you. So that's it. Hopefully see you on in future.
Yeah, we are not over yet. You can stay for a little bit longer, but you can say goodbye to the YouTube viewers.
So bye-bye YouTube viewers.